Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Tashira. If you're new here, this channel is all about fragrances. In today's video, I'm going to talk about some new fragrances that I've recently added to my collection. A couple are new releases, and two are scents that have been on my wish list for some time. This video isn't going to be too long, just 5 fragrances, and let's just jump right into the video. I'm going to start with my scent of the day, and that is Byredo Bal Absolu. This is a beautiful fragrance. This was my scent of the day yesterday, and it's my scent of the day again today. I picked this up 2 days ago. This was love at first sniff. I smelled this in store when it was first released. This, as well as Roses of No Man's Land, Absolu. And I actually really enjoy Roses of No Man App. That one is a tongue twister. Roses of No Man's Land, Absolute. I do enjoy that one, but it reminded me of a scent that I already have in my collection, and that is Fleur Rose Whip. So I didn't feel like I needed it right now, but I do really like it. I may add it to my collection at some point in time. I do love the original of Roses of No Man's Land as well. But this, I never really cared for the original, but again, I smelled that early on in my scent journey, so I would have to revisit it again. I did test it when I smelled this, and I did like it, but it wasn't something that I felt that I needed. But this, yeah, this is so good, and this has been widely received. I haven't seen any negative reviews on this fragrance. This is fresh, it's sweet, it's airy, and honestly, this is one of Byredo's longest lasting fragrances. This lasted on my skin all day. I smelled myself. I wore this actually. It was my scent of the day, but I stayed home the entire day. I just really wanted to give this a test wear. And as I'm just sitting, relaxing, I just smelled this on my skin, like projecting all around me. And that was about 6+ hours in. This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. This would make for a perfect signature scent, and I think this can be worn anywhere, anytime, any season, any occasion. So the notes for this fragrance, let's get into them. In the top notes, this has blackcurrant, bergamot, and lemon. And in the middle notes, this has praline, musk, and violet. And in the base notes, this has black amber, cedarwood, and vetiver. This is perfection. This has so many notes that I love: blackcurrant, bergamot, praline, musk, violet, ambergris. Those are all notes that I really enjoy in perfumery. The praline is what adds this beautiful sweetness to this fragrance. The freshness comes from the bergamots and the lemon. This also is sexy. This has a nice, sweet, fluffy airiness to this fragrance. This wears so beautifully, and I think this may lean more feminine, but I think this is definitely unisex. This will smell good on men and women. Beautiful, beautiful. I am so happy to have this in my collection. This is one that I know I'm going to reach for all the time, and I probably should have gotten the 100 ml bottle. You know what? Let me a little story. So I went to pick this up from my favorite sales associate at Nordstrom. They're having a 15% off sale, by the way, and it ends on the 24th. I opted for the 50 ml, which I always do. I only buy 100 mls if that's the only size that the fragrance comes in. I don't need 100+ bottles of 100 ml fragrances. I'll never get through them. But if it's something that is exceptional and it's really good, maybe I'll go for the 100 ml. But this one, I just felt like I will start with the 50 ml. But when I re-up, I will definitely, because this is something that I'll definitely repurchase. I'll get the 100 ml. But so the associate, she doesn't work for Byredo. She works in the fragrance department. She works for Mind Games. But I wanted this and I wanted to get for the sale. So I called her, told her I'm coming in. She walked me to the Byredo counter, asked the associate for the fragrance, and she asked him for a gift, samples, whatever. He said gifts are only for customers who are purchasing 100 ml bottles. Excuse me? Even with the 15% off, this was still $268+. I think that warrants at least getting some kind of sample, but I still received 2 free gifts. She took me to another counter, and that associate kindly gave me a bag full of samples. I'll show it all to you. Give me a second. So that lovely woman at Nordstrom, she gave me this travel makeup bag, and it was loaded with samples. And I have some extras in the bag. I have Narcisco Rodriguez, 2 of those. Burberry Goddess. I have MFK samples, Le Labo samples, Hermes, Tory Burch, Dior. So many samples. Paco Rabanne, Dolce & Gabbana. It goes on and on. She gave me so much, so kind. And the counter, Byredo, which I actually purchased a fragrance from, couldn't give me anything. I don't know what's up with these associates. You're not losing anything. It's not hurting your pockets. You're still gonna be paid whatever your salary is regardless. Anyways, moving along. The next fragrance I'm going to discuss. This is a recent release. This is Fugazi Vanilla Haze Extrait. Now this fragrance was a blind buy and I don't love it. It's not what I expected. I haven't smelled the original so I can't compare, but the original was described as smelling like Bianco Latte but with coconut, so I feel like I didn't need that. I already own Bianco Latte and I really love that fragrance. I don't need something that smells nearly identical. So I never purchased that. But this one was compared to smelling like Bianco Latte but combined with Baccarat, and that piqued my interest. So I went ahead and I blind bought this. This to me smells like multiple different fragrances. This smells like Matiere Premier Crystal Saffron combined with coconuts and woods. So picture that. This also reminds me of Blue Heart, but make it woody. And I own Blue Heart and I love Blue Heart. I don't need another variation of that scent. I really like Crystal Saffron, but that's not something I would purchase a full bottle of. That fragrance is really polarizing. And as much as I enjoy it, it's not something that I want others to experience smelling on myself. I have a sample of the Extrait, a 5 ml sample that I've had for months, and I'm not even halfway through it. It's just a really strong scent. It's really good, but it's challenging. And I feel like it's challenging to wear for me, although I really do enjoy it. Scents like that I really like, but I find them challenging. I wear them at home because although I enjoy the smell, I just know that it's hard for others to comprehend. And I don't want others to look at me or run away from me because I smell strange. This smells sort of strange. I can't say that I really get vanilla. You know what this also reminds me of? Because the vanilla in here is very dry. This sort of reminds me of vanilla powder, but combine vanilla powder with crystal saffron. That's what this kind of smell like. And then add woods to it. I know that some may really like this, but I don't personally. I think it is a nice fragrance, but I think this leans sort of masculine, but I can't see this on a woman, but I think men will enjoy this more than women. And for that reason, I'll be decluttering this. In fact, this has already been sold. I already listed it on Macari and it already sold, and I'll be shipping it out today. So this one has already been decluttered. Again, this one is Fugazi Vanilla Haze Extrait. The next fragrance on this list, Widian Black 2. So I smelled this at Oswald NYC about a year ago, and I fell in love, but I wasn't ready to purchase. But I stalked this fragrance and it was always sold out. I recently picked this up from Seoul Avant-Garde at 30% off and I was elated. It had been out of stock on that site for months. This is beautiful. But I had only smelled this once and I fell in love and I remembered it and it stayed on my mind. In between that time, I picked up another fragrance and I'll tell you what that is soon. I already talked about it multiple times. When I received this in the mail, I was so excited to wear it, so I took a fresh shower. I made this my scent of the night to test it. And as soon as I sprayed this on myself, I said this reminds me of something that I already have. And that fragrance is Misenzer Treasure. This one wears a bit more heavy than Treasure. Treasure is very soft. It doesn't project. This one has a bit more projection, but the longevity is moderate. Same as for Treasure, very moderate longevity. I don't see how they smell alike because the two fragrances have completely different notes, but somehow they manage to smell alike. So here I am again with two fragrances that smell very similar, but I'm not upset about it because Treasure is lighter wearing and this one wears a bit more stronger. And this one is a bit sexier, although I do find Treasure to be a very sexy, intimate smelling scent. This one, I would wear this one at night, while Treasure would be my daytime scent. That's the like difference for me. So let's get into the notes for this fragrance. This fragrance in the top notes has notes of plum and mandarin orange. And in the middle notes, this has musk, sandalwood, and rose. And in the base notes, this has vanilla and moss. Widian blends their fragrances so beautifully. It's hard to pick out any notes. But I guess what makes it sexy to me is the combination of the musk, the vanilla, and the moss. Moss to me in fragrances smells so sexy. I know for some people it's earthy, but I don't know, something about that fragrance note really draws me into a fragrance. This is beautiful. It's soft, it's luxurious, it's powdery, slightly fruity. It has the right amount of sweetness. This is my first full bottle of a Widian fragrance. I do enjoy other fragrances from Widian, such as Benayes, which I had a sample of, and I can't wait to get a full bottle of that fragrance. That would probably be my second pickup from the brand, as well as Lubon. I also love that one. But again, this one is Widian too, Extrait de Parfum. My next pickup from Christian Louboutin, the Fetiche collection, is Fetiche L'Ambre. This has dethroned Le Queer as my favorite fragrance from this collection. This is beautiful. This is a green, sexy, dark, tuberose, ambery fragrance. This is very dense. It's sweet, but without being cloying. It just has this nice, sexy, dark edge. This is very, very addictive. So this is compared to Dior Attic, which is a fragrance that I hadn't tried. But I recently went to Sephora and I saw it and I smelled it and I said, this smells like Fetiche L'Ambre. But there is a difference. That one wears more soft, more powdery. This one wears more dark, more edgy, more luxurious, very sexy and alluring. This has great longevity and great projection. This is very addictive. I love this fragrance. I'm obsessed with smelling this. I keep opening it, I know. Ugh. This is so good. Again, this one is Fetiche L'Ambre from the Christian Louboutin Fetiche line. And I also picked that up at Bloomingdale's about 2 weeks ago. They had a 15% off sale. And the last fragrance I'll discuss is Kilian Rolling in Love. This is the most beautiful, well, one of the most beautiful almond fragrances I have ever smelled. So I purchased a sample of this about 3 years ago, and it's been on my wish list ever since. Every time I go to Sephora, I test this fragrance. What held me back from purchasing it was the cost, but I recently got this at a very good deal, and I'm so happy to wear this upcoming fall and winter. This is sweet, almondy, slightly creamy, and it has a touch of floral to it. This is so sexy. This is so good. This is one of my favorites from the House of Kilian. In the top notes, this has notes of almond milk and ambrette. And in the middle notes, this has iris, freesia, heliotrope, raspberry, hedoin, and peony. And in the base notes, this has vanilla, tuberose, tonka bean, musk, caramel, and lactones. This is beautiful. It's elegant. It's luxurious. It's sexy. It's very feminine, very alluring. I think this is perfect for date nights. This screams like a romantic date. So good. Not much to say about this. I don't have too much to say. I just have to get to the point. It's beautiful, and I'm so happy to have this in my collection. Again, this one is Kilian Rolling in Love. So that concludes this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you've made it this far, please give this video a thumbs up if you have not yet liked the video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you all for your continuous support. Let's keep on growing and glowing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.